Hello. Well, we're on our COVID roadmap, and I guess we're experiencing as much of what COVID normal is like as it will be now for the next couple of months. And I was delighted to be able to be present in a church community at St Paul's Geelong as that faith community gathered for the first time for many months. It was their first time back in the church Sunday, and it was just such a delight to be there. And you can see the enjoyment that people had in being able to return to their beautiful church, their sacred space, that we could have the Eucharist shared together, even though the things were a bit different. People are all sitting in their spatially separated ways, and the choir was much reduced, and the singing was quite attenuated because of the mask wearing. But it was just delightful, and also to be able to hear something of a story of their resilience during that time. People who'd come in every week to keep the floral arrangements maintained and to bring new flowers in. So they would be there in the backdrop of the live streaming, and people could have a sense of the care and the preparation, even though they're on the screen, that was happening in the church for that event. The woman who on a daily basis prepared a daily encouragement that was sent out to all the parishioners. And it was a beautiful thing, and I felt very privileged to be able to be there to appreciate her efforts and to present her with a bound volume of those daily encouragements. The man who had at 10 a.m. every day rung the church bell, and just to hear how people in that neighbourhood had appreciated the sense of the church community affirming to them that they were at that time praying for their whole community during the pandemic. So I hope that you've had something of the joy of inhabiting the COVID normal situation that you have in your parish community or your faith community. I'm very much looking forward to being at St Paul's Cathedral on Christmas Day. It won't be exactly like it has been in normal times, but it will be a time when there is a good opportunity to gather a large number of people than we've had for months and months. Also, I've done the pre-recording of one for the community television channel C31 of the Christmas service. So really looking forward to that, the live service and the live streaming from St Paul's Cathedral, and I guess in your local context there'll be much anticipation of what a COVID normal Christmas celebration can be like. There'll also be more that will be said over a bill before the Victorian Parliament this week, the bill that's about the prohibition of change and suppression practices, particularly about what's probably called in the press gay conversion therapy, or matters which are to do with the change of people's sexual orientation or sexual behaviour. As far as I'm aware, the Diocese of Melbourne has never in any systematic way engaged in matters that are being matters of concern. And certainly for us, exorcism is not just a loose or general practice. It's something which is a narrowly understood and controlled practice in terms of people who are authorised by me to carry out that ministry. So there is the use of some concepts in the bill, like exorcism, that will be rather difficult in practice to, I think, describe and explain. And it's, you will have seen that this bill does go far beyond a similar bill that had been approved in Queensland, which is mainly about the prohibition of organised and systematic therapeutic things which are harmful to people, which we've not been part of nor would seek to endorse. So I think if you have the opportunity, please read the bill in its entirety, because reading it through will perhaps give you a sense of some of the matters of how wide-reaching this is. And it's unfortunate that the press conversation seems to have quickly developed into a fairly polarising way, and I do feel concerned in some of these debates that the political actors, as they are, the political class, seem to export the debate to a community debate rather than really having that debate on the principles of the law themselves, because I think there are some principles here that are well worthy of deeper conversation and careful scrutiny, because it is a very wide-ranging matter that seeks to enter into the kind of matters that can occur in pastoral relationships, can even occur in personal relationships, and have them then open towards arbitration and determination by the Victorian Civil Administration Tribunal, which is something that is not particularly known to be able to be expert in entering into these questions of personal choice, personal freedom and religious expression. So if you read the bill, I hope you do, I'd encourage you also to talk to your local politicians, ask them if they've read the bill, because I suspect many of our politicians, as they vote on these matters, they vote along party lines, and they've not read the bill in every word, as I've done, to understand what its meaning is and how it's going to be applied. So ask them if they've done that. But I think we need to have less of this being a wedge issue in the community, and less a depiction of this being the church wanting to have some privileged role to harm people, which we do not, as we need to have a good and a careful debate. And sometimes the best way to do that is to get that discussion going at the local level with your local politician. So as you journey now towards Christmas, during this period of Advent, keep strong and keep focused, deepen your faith, and bless, strengthen and protect you this day and evermore. Amen.